That was the longest 5 seconds ever. We had to wait.
That was
It
really
literally
long.
seemed like so
I
long.
felt like I was in the last show, girl. Like I felt like we were about to perform. I don't know. That was scary.
Stop, and the
It
curtain
made
was
my
open.
heart beat really fast.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the
Hi
Jokes on Us
guys.
podcast. How are you guys doing today?
I hope you guys are doing good. I'm actually tired and I'm stressed, and I hope you guys aren't. And I hope that this like real talk. You know, I don't know if you knew this. I think we're on episode 7 or 8.
8.
Statistically, podcasts don't make it past 7. So we
Oh.
beat the statistics.
Did you hear that somewhere?
I did. And we beat
Really?
the statistics. We made it
Oh.
past 7 episodes. And I just think like I'm really glad that you guys are there for us making it past 7 episodes. This is a milestone.
This is a milestone. We haven't missed a week at all.
We haven't missed a week. 8 weeks is long. That's
8 weeks is
2
long.
months.
And it happened pretty fast, too. I feel
did.
like it's been very like I mean, I feel like our first episode was yesterday. But oh, okay. He said
It was
it's actually been
last
a
week,
millennia.
maybe. It has been a millennia.
Anyway, so yes, I guess we'll give ourselves a pat on the back just for 8 weeks. Now, this is everyone else is probably like 8 weeks.
8 weeks is
But
long.
For us,
It doesn't
8
seem
weeks
that
is
long,
cute.
but 8 episodes because it's 8 episodes, but like 8 weeks consistently, having to be on top. Our fingers are on the pulse every week.
They are. Anyway, so today, speaking of pulse, we're going to be talking about. Did you guys do your homework? Because I want to know. Because you guys were supposed to be watching a movie. I don't know if you watched it last week. Watched our thing. And also, if you haven't, you should watch that because we're going to be talking about it. It's Emilia Perez. It's on Netflix. We're going to be talking about it. It's going to be in the Oscars, or at the Oscars, I guess, on Sunday. And
It's going to be in the Oscars.
I don't know.
It's nominated for an Oscar.
Nominated for an Oscar. Oh, my goodness. I think they got it. But anyways, whatever. So before we get into that, I think Malik has something to say to us. I don't know what it is.
Well, I was just gonna. I actually have a lot of things to say, you guys.
Oh.
One. Okay, so you know what I realized that like, you know when you're drunk and you're with your friends. We talk about drinking every episode. You know when you're drunk.
Okay, everyone, calm down. We're young adults. Next.
You're with your friends, and like we're like doing like we're maybe seeing somebody on the street, and I'm like going up to them, going, yeah, and like we're in on the drunk bit, right? But the other person is like outside of the drunk bit, and it's really cute and quirky for us, but it's not for the other person. I was on the other side of a drunk bit, and I
so wait. So the other person is completely sober, or you're just saying they're not?
Yeah,
as
you
drunk?
know how like, but you just know how like remember when we were talking to our neighbor?
Yes,
like
yes,
that,
I do.
like, and it's really cute and quirky in our heads, but in the other person's head, it's like maybe I don't know. They aren't a part of the drunk bit.
We have to share that story because that was crazy. But okay, so what happened?
I wasn't a part of the drunk bit actually, and I was really uncomfortable. I was going, "Wow, this is really interesting."
Okay,
but like a couple weeks back, and then also our door lady did what is it called? Is that what it's called? A door lady? What are they? The front desk door, whatever. Lady did a lot. Actually, she was lying. And I ordered like some food from Uber Eats, and then the Uber Eats guy was like, "There's nobody like here at the front desk." He was taking pictures. He was calling me. She was like, "There's nobody here at the front desk, and I don't know what's going on. I can't get up there. I'm just gonna have to leave your food down here." And I said, "Oh my God." And I said, "Okay, whatever, fine." Because I don't want to go down 10,000 flights of stairs to get my food. I hate that. Like, I want it brought up to my door. Sorry. But it wasn't his fault. And then I was like, "Oh my God, I need to go get my stuff." And I get a call, and it's from the front desk. And they say, "Yeah." She called and she was like, "Yeah, like, your food's down here. Your dasher said he was just in such a rush and a hurry that he couldn't bring it up. I'm so sorry. So your food's down here." And I said, "What?" I said, "Oh."
Wait. So how did you know he wasn't lying?
Because he sent me pictures of nobody there.
Oh,
like,
okay.
On my thing, like when on the picture, it's there and the desk is empty. So I don't know what she was doing. I don't care what she was doing, but I just think it was crazy that she was like, "Yeah, he just said he's not bringing it up." She said he was really busy. He was in a rush.
And it's not even like she did have a conversation with him, because if she did, he probably would have just been able to go upstairs.
Exactly. So she just
So he never saw her, and she was like, I had a whole conversation with him, and he just was like, I gotta go.
And she just saw food there, and she's going, oh shit, I was away from my thing, and somebody was trying to bring up food. And that's why she had to call me and come with a story. And I was thinking, this is crazy.
That's bogus.
But then I was like, oh my God. So I went down, and I guess I forgot that it was probably like a Friday or a Saturday night. And I guess I forgot that
it was packed.
I forgot that people do things and I don't. So I went down in my pajama pants and my my Smart Team sweatshirt. And I was looking crazy. And my slides, my Star Spangled slides. And I get into the elevator, and it's actually filled to the brim with hot 20s, hot 20-somethings who are drunk, and they were doing so much. And then they were trying to like, and I was so uncomfortable because like I already looked crazy, and I was in my pajama pants, and I was in my high school sweatshirt, right. And they were going. They were doing things that we would have done if we were in the elevator, like with our friends.
Right.
And they were going like, Patricia, what do you mean? They were playing the Blast game. They were, Patricia, what do you mean? It's okay to be comfy. And they were talking about.
No, they did not say that.
Yes, she was like, Patricia, it's okay to be comfy. And I was like, are they talking about me? I mean, okay, so maybe they weren't even talking about me.
Okay, so we play this game called the Blast game, just to let them know what it is. And it's basically like, it's actually a really crazy game. So don't do it if you're not in high school, because that's a very juvenile game. But like when you're in public, there could be like a third person that you don't know or whatever. Let's say me and Malik are walking, and we see you, whoever you are, we see you, and you're wearing I guess it is pajamas. Let's say you're wearing pajamas, and we go, wow, like, why can't Malik, people can't leave the house in their pajamas? Like, it's really not that serious. And it sounds like we're talking about you, but it sounds like Malik is saying something bad about you. And so that's what the Blast game is to be like,
you gave like a really mean example, and we sound like bullies. But it would be like if me and Darius are walking out, and you're there, and then I go, Darius, if you think he's cute, just ask him out.
It could be that too. Like that. Right.
It's not.
I always think of the mean ones.
You can't be in pajamas. But I don't know if that's what they were doing, or if I was just self-conscious, because maybe she was just. I don't know. But it was like they had stopped talking, and then like the guy was with them. He was like, "Why did we stop talking?" And then they started laughing, and it was just really uncomfortable. And I was just like, "Wow, like I feel really bad." And and they were just being like drunk and young and fun, and I was just trying to go get my food. But like I feel like I feel like everybody does the exact same thing when they're drunk, but I've never been on the experiencing end
right
else being drunk. And I was uncomfortable. Did I ever tell you when those one people were fighting and it was really uncomfortable?
I think you told me that.
And it was like midday, and they were drunk as
yes, you told me that. And you said they were very, very drunk. And I think
they were very drunk, and they were arguing.
Weekend.
No, it wasn't. It was like a weekday early in the day. And they were like arguing just on the elevator, and I was going, I was so uncomfortable.
Now, one time Malik and I had all of our friends over at the apartment, and we were getting drunk. And this was a weekend. It wasn't a weekday. Don't try it. It was a weekend at towards like the afternoon or whatever. And we're about to leave to go somewhere. And so we get on the elevator, and our neighbor comes on the elevator. Now watch. We have some kind of curse where every time we talk about somebody, they're going to be watching. She's going to say, "Hey, I saw your podcast."
And that's foreshadowing for what I have to say.
Yeah. That's why I said it. But anyway, so our neighbor is a woman. I've met her a few times. We talked to her before, whatever, and she has a dog. So we're in the elevator with all of our friends or whatever, and we've already pre-gamed, so we're drunk pretty much, and we're talking whatever, yapping. And then I don't know who started the conversation with our neighbor, but somebody did. I think it was either me or Malik. And so we're talking to her or whatever, and I think that she asks us like, "Hey, do you guys ever hear my dog like barking really, really loud?" And I was like, okay, so first of all, Malik shares a wall with her, okay? So I was like, no, I never really hear it. I was like, I know it's fine. Malik never says anything, but I'm sure he probably wanted to say yes, because, by the way, if you're watching, Mama, he hears it sometimes.
You do too. You can hear it from your room.
Yes. I've heard it since I said I didn't hear it. Yes, I have heard it. But anyways, at that point, I didn't remember hearing it at all in any like given time. So, and I also was drunk too, whatever.
And he's going, no, I hear you fine. You said you were doing that.
I did not say no. I don't ever hear that.
Yes, you did. You say no, you're fine. I promise.
Okay,
And I
well,
was thinking in my head, he's lying his ass off.
I
'Cause we
wasn't lying though because I
definitely hear
didn't.
that dog.
I really never thought that I had heard it, but whatever. So apparently I'd heard it a million times, and I
You
didn't
had.
proceed to hear it after. But whatever. So I told her I never heard her dog ever. I've never heard it do a peep. And she was like, "Oh, okay, that's good." And then I think I was like, "Do you ever hear like me and Malik in general, like just at all?" And she was like, no. And again, but mind you, we're all drunk or whatever. And I'm just like kind of having conversation or whatever. And I'm thinking in my head, can she tell that we're drunk? I mean, she probably could, obviously.
Definitely.
But you never know when you are the drunk one. You're always thinking everything is dandy.
Yeah.
But anyway, she was like, no, I don't hear you, Malik. But if I did, trust and believe you would know about it. And I said, oh my! I said, oh, okay. And
that
then
is really funny.
I didn't really think anything of it at the time, but I woke up the next day going, "Oh my god!" Like I don't know why she said that. Like
maybe she was trying to be playful.
I didn't like the playfulness.
I just saw her the other day, and she brings her dog into the grocery store, which I don't like when people do that. Sorry.
I don't know. I don't
but anyways, so you guys, wow, you guys actually got in trouble. I actually got in big trouble. I got caught. I don't know if you can hear those sirens, but that's them on their way to get me. Because if you guys had watched the second to last episode, dating each other on Valentine's Day, if you haven't watched it, stop this one, go watch it right now, then come back to this one. But I had talked about me going out, and I talked about experience of me going to the bars with my friends. And I'd said, I'd said that I had been talking to a guy who was at the bar, and that like we were talking, and then I woke up the next day and I was subscribed to his YouTube channel, and then I was, this isn't funny.
And he was like, "I'm a YouTuber too, mama," and he showed the guy our channel and everything. But the night before,
I showed videos on Darius' channel. Okay. So then, I said all that, and then I subscribed to his channel. Now I woke up the next day, and I saw this. I said I saw his channel, and I said that I went to bed with a 10 and woke up to a 2. Now,
he said, "Who's this on my feed?"
Now, that man actually was watching.
Yeah, and also I want to preface that I said, "Oh my gosh, what if he was watching this video?"
Yes.
Because I said, what if he watched our, like, we were calling it quits video, and then he started watching the podcast? Apparently, I spoke too soon.
You did, and he literally did that word for word, bar for bar. And this is me actually issuing a public apology, and I am going to be exposing what our DM said. Sorry, but I am sorry. Now, he DM'd me, and he said, "So come to fucking find out." He said, "I actually was watching." Here's him. Here's a picture he sent of us on his screen. He was watching.
I didn't know he sent you a picture.
He sent me a picture. Yeah.
Wait. So is that had you already found out that he had heard what you said, or was this after?
The first thing I got was him seeing the picture, and he said, "No, because I actually was watching." And he said,
"Oh my god."
Mind you guys, this is the day the episode came out. I didn't know. And he said, "Went to bed with a 10 and woke up with a 2 is crazy. I know I kind of look rough in those videos, but damn." And I actually feel terribly sorry. I'm so sorry. I feel so bad. And then this whole conversation that we had, he actually was so nice and such a good sport, because you guys, if this was the other way around and this happened to me, I'd be so mad.
We'd have a whole episode titled about this the next week.
We would definitely, because I would not. He was a very good sport. He's very nice. And also I didn't realize also the lesson off of him. I realized that the videos that he on his YouTube, they were like 4 or 5 years ago, so he definitely does look better. And then I responded back, and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm actually so embarrassed." And I said, "Wow, like the first time that I talk about somebody, they actually are tuned in, and wow, that's crazy." And then like I was saying, like, yeah, like I was obviously like amping it up for comedic purposes. I'm sorry, I was trying to what is it called? where they're like the press, like, and they're going like they're trying to clean up the press or whatever if something bad comes out.
You were trying to do like PR cleanup, or what are you saying? Like
yeah,
like cleanup,
there's
or
a
I forgot what it's
word or
called.
whatever. Well, I have my PR person wrote my statement for you. I'm just letting you know. No, I'm just kidding. But then he was like, yeah, don't worry. Like, you seem like a nice person. When I talked to you that night, I honestly didn't know you were that drunk. Which, just so you guys know, I'm never act drunk, even though I very much so am, and I'm seeing 3 colors. And then this is actually really scary. This is really scary. But yeah, and then he was saying like, yeah, I did exactly what you said, like word for word, bar for bar. I saw that you guys posted the Calling It Quits video. I went from that video to the podcast. I watched all the episodes of the podcast. So I was tuning in, and then I get to this one, and I didn't really expect to see me. And
my
that's
gosh,
so embarrassing. But
that's
also,
really because he was being nice too. He was watching actually, like, because like, do you think the guy that we met at Panera that got our YouTube channel? Do you think he like watched that? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do know what you're
I was
talking
picking up
about.
from the doctor's appointment, and the guy said, "Oh, you guys do YouTube?" And I said,
I forgot
"Yeah."
about that.
And I
do you
bet
think
he's not
Did he
watching.
subscribe?
Yeah,
That man didn't watch.
I know. So I'm saying the fact that he did, the guy you're talking about did, and he watched every video. Wow, thank you so much if you're watching this one.
I saw a video with you two together, and the chemistry was so good that I had to listen to the podcast. I really enjoy it, and that's very nice.
That is very nice. Thank you.
And he even referenced the other thing. He said, let's hope the guy you had that hookup with isn't watching. When you said he had a geographic
Wait, what did you say?
He said, let's hope that the guy you had the hookup with isn't watching. You said he had a geographic tongue or something like that. Because in the first
geographic
video,
what?
Tongue. Because remember his tongue was crazy.
Oh, yes. We're talking about multiple episodes ago. Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, in the first video. And then I was like, oh my God, like, and then I did tell him like, oh my God, like if it's the other way around, this would be so much. And he said, I actually did crash out a little, yesterday. But then he said he finished the episode today, and he said, and I said, oh my God, I hope you don't turn you off from watching. He said, I might tune in still. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
And then he was like, yeah, like talking about that. And then I was like, yeah, oh my God, I don't even remember like what we were talking about or all these things. Cause he was like telling me like, oh yeah, I don't know if you remember when we were talking about this. And then he said, I told Lexi this, and this is why she commented that on our Spotify, just to let you know. But she said, yeah, honestly, I did not notice. The only thing that would have revealed that, however, is that you did ask how big my butt is.
Wait. You asked him the night. I'm a little confused. You asked him the night
at the bar. He said the only thing that did cue me into you being drunk was that you asked how big my bunda was. That's so embarrassing.
You asked him how big his butt was?
I don't even know what that means. Jason, I don't know what that means. I was drunk. I don't even know what kind of question that is to say. I'm actually really embarrassed.
I feel like I'm getting like whatever they call it when you it's not a Freudian slip, but it's like a drunk adjacent. Like it's your actual inner thoughts. Like, why would you ask him how big his butt was? And you don't even remember.
Well, that's why, because I was drunk and I don't know. Like, I don't even remember that I said that.
What if he said, yeah, I might be a 2, but you really wanted to get in this butt at night?
He would have every right, because why would I ask somebody how big their butt is? I don't even know what the context is, but that's
because you could see it.
Embarrassing. No, he was sitting down.
So you asked him, how big is your butt?
I don't know what I said, but he said I asked him how big that bunda was.
I said, really? You asked him that? I don't.
And I literally said, what the actual fuck? That's humiliating. Because what does that even mean? And yeah, and he was just like, and he was like, no, like, don't be embarrassed, like, it's fine. I only said that to make you laugh or whatever, and maybe be content. It is, and it worked. And he was like, people say crazy things, don't worry. And yeah, and he was just very nice. He's very nice. I asked him how big his butt was, so that's me revealing something embarrassing that I did as a payback. Because that is very embarrassing. And yeah, so that was really crazy. And now I can't talk about anybody ever again, so you guys aren't getting any more stories.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I have, if you've been around for a long time, and maybe some of you guys have, if you've been around for a long time, I have made the mistake many a time talking about somebody in my real life, thinking that nobody. It's so, I don't know how to explain it, but it's so weird. Like with a camera, just like talking to a camera, you know that you like have people watching it or whatever, but you're never thinking that anybody that you know personally is ever watching. And so there have been many times where I've like talked about somebody or shared a story with people's real names or whatever, and then it comes back to bite me, and I go, okay. And I have known now not to ever really do that, or unless I don't care. Sometimes I don't care if they know or not or whatever, but I know not to do that. Now, I will say, if this situation happened to me, this is what you would see next episode.
Oh.
Yeah, you'd be looking at the background. It would be the Malik podcast. It'd be jokes on him. Because I would, so there's no way I would be there. That's actually so humiliating. Say how big his butt is, but the guy was really, really nice, and
he was very nice.
He is very. I guess we don't want to put his name out there, but anyways, thank you so much. I appreciate it that you're watching the video, and it's really nice of you to be open-minded and understanding that he wasn't really trying to be like harmful. I don't think, but
yeah, I wasn't, and I blame it on the alcohol. Blame it on the juice.
You were sober, but
I was not sober at all
in the video.
But how big his big butt was.
Oh, I just don't even. Well, whatever. I don't know.
And that's and I wonder if I said butt.
Right.
Like I think butt's
Probably
very
not.
interesting.
I don't know.
I mean, he could have said it.
What are you saying to that? What are you responding? How big
I don't
is your
know.
butt?
I wonder what I should have asked. What did he say? So how big is it?
And.
Okay,
show me.
so
Did you say show like stand up to a spin?
I don't know
like
what I said. I can't even did I segue into how big your butt is, or did I just say, like, we were talking and then I said, by the way, how big's your butt?
Right? Was he like? Yeah. Was there like a smooth transition into it? Were you already like talking a little
then
sexually?
What did he respond? Okay, so a guy comes to you at the bar. You guys are having a conversation. He says, how big's that butt, mama?
I don't know if I have a smooth talking. Like, I would say, I don't know. You want to find out? And I turn around and then why'd you ask?
Because you have toilet paper stuck on the back of you.
I'd say, oh, that would be literally, that's in Parks and Rec. And I'd say, oh, and I would turn around and pluck it off my butt. That's so embarrassing.
Really funny. But I just don't even know why I would ask that question. And I wonder, I don't know what I'm being so serious, you guys, when I say I don't remember what I was talking about in depth. Like I have concepts of a memory of being there. So that's why I couldn't even give him the benefit of the doubt.
So obviously he wasn't as drunk as you.
Yeah.
Because he remembers what was going on.
He remembers.
Interesting.
You paused for me just a second.
Oh.
Yeah, so and I remember, I just know that I don't know. We have I have a 40-minute void century of conversation that I don't know what I said, but I guess I was saying.
Do you ever feel like when you're drinking or whatever and you're like having a conversation with somebody, everything seems fine like when you're drunk, but then the next day like you can sometimes you remember what you said and then like what you said makes you feel uncomfortable then? Like the day after you're sober.
Yeah.
Or sometimes you don't remember what you said, and that makes you uncomfortable too, because it's like, what did I say?
I think I'd rather not remember than remember. Because sometimes but I'm telling you, I think I can maintain really good composure. If I think that I can lock in when I need to lock in. And like he said, he didn't know that I was drunk until I asked him how big his boom was. And I think that I don't feel like I was doing a lot. Like I feel like I was doing a lot in my head, but I don't think that I was doing a lot towards him. And I also think that I've told you this before, where I'm like, I think that my mind has it has hands when I'm drunk, and it holds my brain together if I'm outside in front of other people. But the second I get home or do anything else, I'm actually spinning in circles, and I'm twerking on the wall, and I'm screaming and yelling and doing the most.
Twerking on the wall is crazy.
But I think that when I'm at the club, I'm not doing any of that. I think that I'm
interesting.
But in my head, I'm really scared.
I think I learned a lot in college with like just drinking in general, where I think that my friends would also say that I rarely ever seemed like I was really, really drunk. There are a couple times that I can count on my hand, like less than 3 times, or probably 3 times, where I was like, don't remember that night, like very crazy. And I know that I did a lot, and I've been told several times that I did a lot. But other than that, there have been times where I feel like I'm really drunk, but they'll never know that I am. Um, and so, but I feel like I have that inhibition too, also of like, okay, I can't be doing a lot in this setting or that setting. But the moment I'm like horizontal, I'm actually on some kind of boat in SpongeBob, and I'm meeting what is the
It's
green guy's
literally
name?
rocking.
I forgot
Who?
whatever his name
The
is.
Flying Dutchman?
Yes, the Flying Dutchman. I'm meeting him in my dreams, and trying to throw up. But I think I can usually hold my
I also
composure.
think there's a double standard. I think there's a double standard between men and women. I think women can flop and flounce around.
Right.
But imagine my big ass on the dance floor.
You would say,
They
who are
would
you
literally
with?
say he needs to leave
Immediately.
Leave.
I had
that would be embarrassing.
I've had definitely situations where like I don't know, like I don't know if I think I did tell you this, but I don't know if you remember. It was one time I went to this party. I wasn't really that drunk, and I wasn't like trying to or anything, but there was this guy from my fraternity. And, watch, he's watching this. No, I'm just kidding. But let me stop. But we were at this party or whatever, and he had already been there, and he literally had drank out an entire. This is for educational purposes. Every time I say drink, I always remember that. YouTube's crazy. He had drank an entire bottle of Fireball. And he apparently had been doing that like a couple weekends like prior to that too, like every single weekend he was doing that. So there was like some kind of like,
you didn't need to put you didn't need to put him on.
I'm just saying there's a recurring issue. Okay, there was a recurring issue. I don't think he doesn't do that anymore. I don't think. Very nice man, whatever. But anyway, so he was there, and this was a party that we didn't know the people. Like I only knew him and like maybe 2 other people that I came with, but we didn't know whose house it was or whatever. He was actually gone with the wind fabulous. Like really gone, like dang near like not even.
I think you did tell me this.
Yeah, and all you need to know is the owners. I said, who is this? They said, I'm the owner of this house. And they said immediately, I need you to, he needs to leave. They said, you need to leave. Are you with him? And I said, yeah, I know him. And we had to carry this man out. It was actually
That's
much.
so embarrassing.
And it was embarrassing. And I was just thinking like, wow. But then also, I was saying this because on the flip side, there are, as a girl in college, there is a lot more lenience of like, oh, this girl is really, really drunk. Not saying that they're just going to be like, okay, whatever. But unless the girl starts breaking things, she'll be fine.
Yeah,
like they'll be like,
fine.
okay, like go talk to her in the corner or like go get her some water or whatever. They wanted this dude out. They said, we don't care. We don't have any water for him. Get him out. Are you with him? And I feel like there is that lenience for girls that there isn't for guys. And he said to me, sprawled out somewhere.
And they would be going, what is going on? And then I also just think of like, but see, if I'm out with girls, like I feel like if I'm walking home, like there's been many times where I've walked home with like Lexi, she's drunk and doing a lot, and I feel so uncomfortable.
Yeah, you told me this
because the people are walking past
the optics.
The optics look crazy because she's flopping and flouncing, and I'm walking home with her, and they're probably going, "What is going on?"
And then you're drunk too, but you're not acting like it, so it seems like you're completely sober, and you just have this really, really drunk and yes, white girl next to you, and you're and they're probably going, "What kind of nefarious thing is happening, and where is he taking her?"
That is what they're thinking, and I'm not taking her home. That's all I'm doing. And they're going, what was that? Because I'm trying to lock in, and she's just talking. And I'm going, oh my God. And that's really funny.
Where did he pick this girl up from? And that's really sad.
Where'd you pick her up from? And like, that was just remind me something you said before of like, I was trying to say there was one time that I did do a lot, and I was so embarrassed. Oh no, I was gonna say when we went to the boiler room, like. In the beginning of the boiler room.
Oh, yes, I do remember that.
Very drunk, but I was just sitting there.
Yeah, I do remember that.
I was just sitting there in my head going, okay, well, if 2 + 2 = 7, no, that's not right. And I was going, wait, how do I get water? And I was just actually sitting there and I couldn't function. And see, but that's what I feel like I do is I'm stirring in my head.
Right.
But instead of like doing a lot, but I'm trying not to do a lot. But I think if I was home, I would be doing a lot.
I think I got pretty good at like, recognizing the signs before I got to that point and being like, I need to go to the bathroom and figure this out, and then I would figure it out before it got to that point. Just so I didn't want to say like whatever, pull trigger or whatever. But anyway, so I would do that so that I could so that I wasn't in that position. But I hate it really what it is the spins. I just hate the spins in every kind of a direction. I don't like when I'm laying down and I'm about to go to sleep and it's happening. I don't like when I'm out and I'm like dancing or whatever and I'm like, okay, I did too much, because it's always too late. It always is too late. By the time it happens, you can't do anything about it. And unless you catch it immediately or right before it happens, and then you can maybe fix it. But then that time too, we went to he went to the bathroom, and I was trying to help him in the bathroom, and we were both in the stall again. I don't know if you guys know that story from before, but and one of the men came, I guess people who work there, and banged the door. He was like, "Due to a stall," and I opened.
No, he didn't do a lot. That guy.
He didn't do a lot. No, he didn't do a lot. He didn't do a lot. I wasn't trying to say he did a lot. But he actually didn't bang on the door. Sorry, I made that part up.
He didn't bang on the door.
He did shout to a stall though before he left. I think he was washing his hands or something.
Yeah.
And then I opened the stall this time. I said, "Do you want to come help him?" And it was quite really back talk.
And he was like, "Oh no, I get it."
Yeah, he was nice though, because compared to our first experience, very nice.
Yeah, he was very nice compared to the first. But I do just think now everybody thinks that we do so much, and now we're throwing up, and now we're doing this.
Okay, and back in whatever year you were between the ages of 20 and 25, you were doing a lot too. So I really don't want to hear it.
Brenda's gonna tell my mom.
I don't care about Brenda.
Brenda's gonna tell my mom I'm asking boys how big their butts are. She's gonna tell.
That would be embarrassing.
That would be embarrassing.
I think that's more
all this stuff.
That's more embarrassing than the hoeing around. They're gonna if she said, I don't know, but I tried to tune in again, and he's talking about how he asked this boy how big his butt was. Is that what y'all do? You taught him to say that?
So embarrassing. I wonder if okay, well, I don't like that she tuned in. Okay, so now is the signs that she tuned in and was like, oh, he's doing too much. He's touring around the streets, and she was like, I can't watch this anymore. Because I haven't received any updates.
No updates, and she's the one person that we're talking about we want to watch.
Yeah, exactly. That's the one person I want to watch.
And she's not here.
But she said this is too uncouth. This isn't for me.
You need to beg your mom to ask her for her real name, and she's going in the title of this video. We're gonna say, please watch this, Brenda, with an exclamation point.
Brenda, you're lucky. My mom's a real one. She's not gonna give you up.
Yeah, Brenda, you're lucky.
But I don't know. Watch your name actually be Brenda.
Can you stop? Anyways,
really funny.
Okay, so should we get into the movie?
Yeah. Okay. So, guys, up until this point, if you have not watched, first, watch the last episode if you don't know what we're talking about. 2, watch the movie if you don't know what we're talking about. Because right now it's going to be spoilers ahead. Okay. So yeah.
Yeah. All right. And if you're not gonna watch it, then whatever. But
then who cares? We're still gonna
just watch it.
And you can.
All right.
It'll still be entertaining. Still keep watching.
Yeah. So, how should we do this? We need to know a little. Are we doing a overarching thoughts and we go into details? Because I have notes too, obviously. And so, are we doing a play-by-play like we did with the Grammys, or what was it? I forgot what we did it with. Yeah, it was the Grammys. Emilia Perez. I love saying that. Oh.
I actually don't have that many. I have notes, but they aren't I actually thought I would have more, but I was just watching the movie. But I feel like there are some things that I want to note. So there's been a lot of controversy around this film.
Yes.
And we kind of did a lot. Listen, you guys, this was our first time doing our movie club, our book club. We aren't going to read any books. Maybe I'll read a book.
Maybe.
But our movie club. Can you hear all that?
Yes. We're going to have to fix your mic because I have my settings turned differently so it doesn't do a lot of background noise, but whatever. Anyways.
This is our first time doing it, and we might have picked a crazy movie.
We might have
picked a crazy movie.
But granted, we knew that the movie was at least we had heard it was crazy. Okay, we had never seen it though, so it's not like we recommended that you watch it because it's a good movie. We were just like, it's crazy, so therefore we should watch it. That's kind of what it was. So exactly. Probably 2 people watched it. probably.
I don't know. Let us know if you guys actually watched it, because I think this is a fun concept. We can really feel the parasocialness of it all if we we'll have maybe once every month or once every other month we'll be like, okay, let's watch something, and in the next episode
Right.
we'll talk about it. So let's know if you actually watched it. But this also is a hard watch because it's also not in English, which is fine.
Right.
But there's a lot. It's a musical. It's a musical. It's not in English. There's a lot of things that you have to.
You have to be liberal.
You have to be very
lib.
It's an acquired taste movie.
It is an acquired taste.
Maybe all of them won't be like that.
So the first thing is that I didn't know that it wasn't, or I didn't know it wasn't in English. Okay, and the reason why is because the clip that I did see was when she said Adam's apple, yes, yeah. And so I was like, oh, the movie's in English. And then in the beginning, I'm like, what's? I'm like, is the settings wrong? I'm trying to change the settings. I'm like, I don't know. And then I'm going through the things, and there's a lot of languages, but it literally says English, audio English, and then it says audio description. And I'm like,
and that's them going, the people go into the room.
I know. And I said, what?
Yeah.
I didn't know at first. I was like, okay, let me click this. And then all of a sudden it said, Rita smiles. I said, I need to turn this off immediately. And so I had to go back to Spanish and I had to really lock in and pay attention in.
Yeah.
And also, I don't know how, I'm not going to put you on blast anyways.
Well, first I'm going to, say what you're going to say. Unless
I was just going to say, because you watched it high.
I don't know what you're going to say.
Oh.
You don't know how I watched it because of my.
Yeah. I don't know how you paid attention.
Yeah. But first I have to say, Amelia Perez, the lady who plays her, is crazy. And I have to put a disclaimer out there.
We told you to watch a problematic film.
We did tell you to watch a problematic film, but we didn't know. Because at the time that we filmed, everything's ahead. This was filmed in January. Okay?
Right. Not that we're actually filming this
today.
This
episode was
oddly
filmed
enough.
in January. If you ever hear us say something that is very topical,
right,
just know that we were ahead of the curve. We filmed it a month ago.
Right. We're trying to, whatever. Anyways, continue.
Yeah. So these things are in the past. So we didn't know that at the time. And now we know. And I found that the lady, I'm going to have to tell you guys, sorry, because I don't want to keep a secret, but the lady who plays Amelia Perez is certifiably crazy. And she said she has the most heinous tweets that you've ever seen in your entire life.
Okay, so Malik told me about this, and I can't remember if I looked it up on my own or you sent me some of the things she said, but I remember them being crazy, and I said, but I don't remember. There's so many things you could be canceled for today, as in categories. Was she being racist? Was she being homophobic? Was she even being transphobic? I don't know. She could have been Caitlyn Jenner. She could have been Caitlyn Jenner and been crazy in some other aspect. I didn't know if it was about it could have been a lot of things, right?
It was all those.
Okay. That's why I was confused. Great.
Yeah, it was all of those actually. And should I read some of them?
I think you should.
Okay, well, this is a lot because they're giving me the oh no, here we go. So some of them about Muslims, some of them about George Floyd.
I do remember those.
Some of them are
this is
very
really crazy. We can't watch anything and have people just not be insane.
More and more, and this is very interesting that she said this. This is so hypocritical. She said more and more, the Oscars are looking like a ceremony for independent and protest films. I didn't know if I was watching an Afro-Korean festival, a Black Lives Matter demonstration, or
Afro-Korean? What?
or the AM. Apart from that, an ugly gala. She said that
what is wrong with her?
I don't know. And she said so many scientists in the world making bombs, so many scholars constructing objects for space, so many medicinal factories, and there's no one who can get in line with this Chinese shit. In the end, it was a tremendous show for a new variant of the flu, avian or China virus. And she actually said everything. The list goes on and on and on. I'm trying to see what she said about
this is so embarrassing.
It's very embarrassing.
I just you can't be doing that and also be trans. I'm sorry. I have to put you in a box. Like you just can't be out here making a fool of yourself. And I think that I also say this with any minority, you can't be doing a lot. Like if you are black,
wait, I have
and
one last one for the road. I really think that very few people ever cared about George Floyd, a drug addict swindler, but his death has served to once again demonstrate that there are people who will still consider black people to be monkeys without rights, that consider policemen to be assassins.
monkeys without rights. This is really, you know what? Matter of fact, don't even watch it. Purge your mind of the movie if you saw it. Because what are you talking about? I didn't even see those.
And
I don't know.
So, and that's actually not funny. That's very crazy. But all you can do, like, we already watched the movie, and it's so much. And I guess don't watch it, and you can just hear us talk about it for free.
For free is right.
And I just think that that's really crazy. She's just nominated, and that really sad. So the sad thing is that like when you're minorities like these, when you're trans, she set you guys back.
Right.
Because you have to, like, when you're black, you're a monolith. When you're trans, you're a monolith.
Every minority is typically a monolith, I would say. And so it's like really hard to say something and have people look at you as an individual. They're gonna just assume that your whole group thinks that way or is like that or whatever it may be.
And she fucked with y'all something fierce. Like, damn, like that's so embarrassing that like they make this trans positive movie and then you find out that she's actually heinous is so much. I'd be pissed. I'm pissed now. I'd be pissed if I was trans too.
Right. Even more so. Literally. I just think that's crazy. But whatever. Okay. We're gonna try to keep this, concise and not 8 hours. But I think we'll just like start off of whether or not we like the movie. Should we do that? Like what we thought about the movie, or do you think? Okay. So
I think that now. Okay, I think that really quickly, I'm gonna give a very quick synopsis of the movie. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Main character woman, her name is Rita. She's a lawyer. She does but she's like a lawyer where she's always on the side of like the cartels and stuff. She doesn't like to be on that bad side where she has to get these people off in crimes, right? She then gets approached by this guy named Manitas, who is a really big cartel man. And he's like, I actually am a woman and I'll give you the most money you could ever fathom if you help me figure out how to transition discreetly. So then she accepts. She's going around all these countries and trying to find the right surgeon. She finally finds one. They do it, and then Manitas is like, listen, and Manitas does have a wife who is Selena Gomez. Her name is Jessica, and kids, and it's like, my kids are going to be relocated to Switzerland. They'll have all this money. Make sure they get settled in. I'm going to be there's no more Manitas. Manitas gets the surgery, then becomes Amelia Perez. Amelia Perez is off on her own. Rita, the lawyer, is off on her own in London. Jessica, Selena Gomez, the wife, is off in Switzerland with their kids. 4 years later, Amelia Perez comes in to Rita and says, hey, it's me, and I want my kids back, and you're going to get them back.
Now. And you're going to give them to me now.
Immediately. So then Rita's like, this is crazy, but okay. And then Rita
but she doesn't want to tell the kids and Jessica / Selena that is actually their dad or husband, whatever. Yeah. I don't know how to explain that part.
So Amelia is posing as their long lost aunt. Okay. So then they move, then Rita, the lawyer, gets Jessica, Selena, all back into the country of Mexico. They all move, and then Amelia's like, you're actually going to stay here, Rita. And she said, I have business in London. She said, I don't give a fuck. You're going to stay here. And so then they all are staying there and living there. And then Amelia's like, I feel so bad for all the things I did back then when I was this cartel boss. I want to change. So then she opens up this foundation that allows for them to find the remains of people who just go missing in Mexico, and for people to have,
as a result of the cartel.
Yeah, and for people to have these finally make peace with their situations, because they don't know if their son is still alive or if he's dead, or they don't know if this person who hit them or abused them is still after them or alive, or any of these things. So it allows people to have these peace. So then she's doing all that, she's doing all this good and stuff like that. But then Selena, she said, she's on the phone and she's talking to somebody. She said, let's cut to the chase, my pussy. So
she just did that.
She said, let's cut to the chase. My pussy still throbs thinking about you. And then, which is really crazy. So then Selena is actually starts sleeping with this other man that she had an affair with while she was married to the guy. So then that is happening, but Amelia's still doing her thing. Amelia starts to kind of peep this. She's going like, so did you love your husband? And Selena's like, yeah, I loved him, but I was also cheating on him. And she said, you said, what happened?
She said, you said what now?
She said, oh, you were cheating on him with who? And Selena said, that's none of your damn business. And she said, I guess you're right. She said, I guess you're right. She said, yeah, I just want to know, like, where does he live? What's his address? Or like, okay. And then she kind of forgot about it because Amelia was also sleeping with a girl.
Right. But she did that after she found out that
yeah, she did that.
Selena / Jessica was doing something with another guy.
So then she's kind of living her life. Then Jessica's going, hey, good news. And she said, I'm actually getting married. And Amelia said, to whom? She said, that guy. And Amelia said, okay. She sent the boys to go beat him up. She said, leave the country now.
Well, first she was like, oh, Jessica / Selena was like, oh, we're taking the kids with us.
Yeah.
And then she said, you're not taking my kids, mama. And she said,
and Amelia thrashed her. Amelia thrashed her onto the bed. And Jessica said, what is going on? What do you mean, your kids? And Amelia said, I'm sorry. And she scurried out. And then Amelia sends somebody to go beat up the guy and tell him to leave. And the guy said, are you crazy? They kidnap Selena and her future husband kidnap Amelia and say, we need 30 bands immediately. Deposited
30 million actually.
30 million immediately deposited to the account. And then Rita, the lawyer, is going, okay. So then they go to the drop-off point, brings the 30 million, but Rita also brought the gang. They have this big shootout. While they're having this shootout, Selena and Amelia are in the back. Amelia goes, I met you when I was with your sister, but I liked you more. And Selena said,
she said, what?
Selena said, what are you talking? Selena said, what are you talking about? And said, I gave you 2 bracelets, and you gave one to your sister. And then Selena said, oh my God.
Selena said, how do you know that?
He said, how do you know that? He said, yeah. And he said, you're Manitas. She said, okay, but not too much now. That's my dead name. And she still said, no, you're Manitas. He said, I'm Amelia, but okay. And then all the shootout was getting crazy. The guy who kidnapped Amelia in the first place was like, okay, we got to get in the car. They threw Amelia into the trunk. Selena gets in the car, and then Selena's going, my husband's in the trunk.
Yeah, she's going, he. Manitas, he in the trunk.
In the trunk. And then he's going, what are you talking about, Queen? Selena pulls out the strap. She points at the guy. She says, pull over now. He said, be calm. And then then he tries to like stop the car to get the gun out of her. They toss off the cliff and they all die.
Well, they first rolled down and I was like, oh, this is, maybe they'll be fine. Car explodes into oblivion.
It does explode into oblivion.
So all of them kaput. And I said,
yes.
Oh.
But then after like, and then Rita, the lawyer, ends up getting all the money. She takes in the kids. And then the rest of the city like still sees Amelia as the beacon of hope for Mexico. So at least she got to have this legacy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's how the movie.
So that's how the movie ends, and that's the gist of it. So that being said, I went into it, right? Obviously in the back of my mind thinking this is going to be crazy, which I was trying my hardest not to think that because, I wanted to give it the benefit of the doubt. So I'm watching it. The first thing I want to say is that
first just tell me how you thought it was good.
I did like it. I thought it was a good movie. I really did not want to like it in the beginning. And then I think I started to like it. I have like exactly when the moment I started to like it more. So I did like the film as a whole. I think that there could have been elements that were left out or that could have been left out which would have made it better. But I do at the end of the day I think it was a good movie. What do you think?
Okay, I thought it was a good movie too. And I was like, this is really a lot because I was just thinking, because I knew a little bit about it. I knew more than you knew about it. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I wanted to not like it too, and I literally was like messaging Greta, going, "Oh my god, it was good," and I'm glad you think the same because I was like, "Damn, this was good." It wasn't like amazing. It wasn't amazing.
Yeah, it wasn't
but it was
amazing.
Definitely not bad.
But I think it's because, you know, probably in both of our minds we were thinking this is not going to be good. But it definitely had. I think really the storyline was like good. It was like, okay, like this is interesting. Like I wouldn't expect.
Yeah.
Like, you know, this is a person in the cartel who's like, you know, unaliving all of these people. And they're really they're trans. They really feel like a woman. And honestly, like to think about it, like that could actually happen. You don't choose to be trans, like you just are. And like, you know, the fact that like it's so peculiar, you wouldn't think somebody like that would be trans. And I thought it was pretty good. I thought the storyline was good.
I thought the storyline was good too. And I was literally like, honestly, if this wasn't a musical,
that's exactly what I was gonna say. That's the element. I think it would have ate if it wasn't a musical.
Because I think that they would have really ate if it wasn't a musical. And one thing about me, I hate musicals that have people that can't sing. Why am I watching a musical? And that includes Selena Gomez. I'll say it again. I hate musicals that have people that can't sing, and that includes Selena Gomez. Why are you casting people that can't sing in a musical? Why?
And she said, "God, I think I got it." I think she got it. Okay, so while we're talking about the grand scheme of the movie as well, I guess this is like a zoomed out thing. I really liked. I thought it was different, like the way I thought it was giving like. Obviously not on the same level, but it was giving Euphoria adjacent with the camera angle. What they were doing with the lighting was very good. The set, like I felt like they were definitely doing like peculiar things that you wouldn't think that would happen in the movie, which made me realize and understand why it got nominated for so many Oscars or whatever.
Yeah,
I think they had art direction in their mind when they were making this film, and I think that you could tell on screen.
Yeah, me too. And then, like, okay, one thing I want to say, the first thing I noticed, come to find out, everybody made the movie. There was 101 production companies.
Yes. Oh my God. That's the first thing I wrote down. Literally, the very first thing I wrote down was Saint Laurent Productions. Saint Laurent? Like Yves Saint Laurent? I don't think that's the same. I don't know if that's the same thing.
101 production companies in the beginning of the film.
I was going,
what is going on?
The beginning was longer than the credits of how many like studios participated in this film, and that's the thing why they're in the Oscars, because they probably have some connections.
Apparently, like, every single production studio that you've ever heard of made this film. I've never seen something like. I feel like that's always a joke of people being like, you think that a movie's starting, but it's actually just a production thing. Right. That was literally like, I want to say it was almost 2 minutes of just.
I think it was the longest. It was the most production companies I've ever seen in the beginning of the film.
100%. And then even when it was done with that, it was, I don't know if you noticed, it was still showing production companies as the movie started playing.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And I was going, this is insane. That was literally crazy.
I wonder if they couldn't get like maybe the funding from one. I don't know how production companies work. And then like maybe they needed to do a big project, but maybe they were like, we don't know, this is taking a risk. And they probably thought it was a risk because the lady was trans. And they said, we don't know if this is going to do well, but I don't know if that's how that works at all. But I can't fathom why you would have 100 studios working on a film.
Literally, I don't know either. I don't know what the logistics behind that, but that was crazy.
And then the next thing, sorry. Oh wait, do you have something to say?
No, what are you going to say?
I was going to say the literally, because we were talking about how in the first minute whether or not they're singing, and they literally are singing in the first minute. And you said
they
weren't
actually?
Yes, and it said.
I thought she's on sitting at the computer.
What'd you say?
I swear she's sitting at the computer and she gets the call where they're like, "Yeah, we need to."
Like, I was saying immediately after the production people are shown, literally you hear, Mama said,
okay,
and I go,
that's
"What?"
Not real singing.
Yeah, it wasn't a song, but then there was definitely singing, like in the very first second, and I said, "Oh." There was like harmonizing in the background. I said, okay, well.
But you wouldn't know if you were just watching a movie. You would just think that was just like a score in the background.
Right. But then also they do have their first song within the first like 3 minutes.
Yeah, it is within the first 2 minutes.
But anyway, so what was do you have anything to say about the first couple things? First minutes?
No, that was just the first thing that I noticed in the first thing where I was just like, that's a lot of production studios. They were singing, and I was also, I just want to say as an overlapping thing, No repeats. I'm not ever gonna listen to those songs again.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no, none of them were. Well, I'll get to that.
I think I don't know if we'll have the same one.
We probably won't, because they were all very like just But okay, so let's just talk about the music real quick. Okay. So of the music, I think there was 2 times where I thought that it was kind of cute. I liked the beginning. I don't think this was the opening song, but it was the cleaning ladies when she was like, "I need to make more money," like that kind of like financial thing. I thought that was okay. It was that's because that was kind of like the very first song. I was like, "Oh, this is a musical," and it was okay or whatever. I thought it was like untraditional. But then the other song that I really liked was the "I Was Here" or something about with all the people and they had the faces coming up. I think they kind of ate. Do you know what I'm talking about? They were talking about like they were in this post like Amelia had opened up the cartel thing to find out the people or whatever, and then all of the families had a song and they were talking about like it was like we were here or I was here or something like that. It was called like the reason why we don't know is because like it was obviously in Spanish, but I was reading the subtitles on there. But I thought that song was cute. What song did you think was cute?
I liked the song where I kind of like the song at the benefit. Where she was like, I'm gonna get ya. I'm gonna get ya.
Let's talk about that's Zoe Saldana, right? That's her name? I think that Zoe Saldana is an underrated actress. I think she's a very good actress. I think that she can like just go and is she even Hispanic at all?
She's Dominican and something else.
Do you think she speaks Spanish like outside of this?
I'm sure she does because her parents are from those actual places. She was born in New Jersey.
Okay, but she has really good pronunciation. Like she just sounded very like Hispanic, and I was like, "Wow, this is really good." But then, in that song, I was gonna say because the way she was dancing, I was like, it was really peculiar. But I think she was eating a little bit.
She was kind of too. I think she was kind of too.
I know she ate that.
Okay, Okay, well, are you done with the music?
Yeah.
Okay, what I was going to say was, speaking of pronunciation, Selena Gomez.
I knew you were going to say that.
Selena Gomez can only be Alex Russo.
I found out that, really, yeah.
Like, she can only be, and Alex Russo is who she played on Wizards of Waverly Place. I don't know if you guys knew that, which is a Disney show. That's the only person she could be. I don't think that, I don't know. Like, I'm so sorry to the Selenators. I just don't know. Yeah, she really was lucky that she booked Wizards of Waverly Place because they gave her that music contract and a dream. And if she didn't have that, I promise you she'd be on the podcast.
She has good. We'll talk about this in another episode. I really want to talk about Selena Gomez like in depth in another episode. But my first thing that I thought in my head when I first saw her, I was like, her Spanish was just not in the beginning. I thought her Spanish was not good, but then I feel like it got better towards like when I heard her say more lines. Like it didn't seem as unnatural.
When she was crying, that was terrible. She said, I don't even remember what she was saying, but it was terrible. I was like, this is insane.
When they were going to Switzerland.
Yeah, I think that's when it was.
And she was like, Arita was taking her out the car.
Yeah.
And she was like, bringing her there. Yeah, she was like.
That was terrible. And she said, no, pobrecita. And I was going,
she said, mis niños. Mis niños.
And I was like, this is crazy. But I guess her character is supposed to be like American first. Bring us Spanish. So I don't know if that's real or truth or rubbish. I really don't know.
So to get to that point, I'm just going to say one of the things that I had written down. I basically was like, the very beginning, I was like, what is going on? Like, I literally felt like I was not going to be able to get through the movie. Like, I'm like, 15 minutes in, I was like, this is terrible. Like, I'm not going to be able to get through the movie. I don't know if I could. I was about to text you and say, like, we have to postpone this episode. Because I did not want to watch it last night at all. I said the cleaning ladies ate with the When Will I Win song or whatever. And then I could tell that the suspense was rising. Almost like immediately after that, the suspense started to rise. I don't know if it was a music change because nothing had really happened, but the music started changing, and then that's when you saw her get called by. She was in the bathroom. I was like, okay, so something's going on, and I thought that's when it got interesting when Rita was in the bathroom. So what do you think from like?
I think that I'm trying to think when I thought it started. Honestly, I think that when she was in the car and it was like. I'm a woman. I don't know. I think that's when I started to lock in.
Yeah. So
when she was kidnapped.
So I locked in like immediately before that. Like basically when she got the call, he was like, "You need to go to the stand or whatever."
Yeah.
And she got kidnapped. And then I really locked in when I found out the guy, the cartel person, I guess I should say person, was the one who was trans. I was like, he said I'm a woman. Okay, so wait. So I thought this was gonna be revealed towards the end when she opened up, or I guess it was he at the time, opened up the thing. Was that like
I'm
the
assuming
breast tissue?
Yeah, I'm assuming
From hormones?
she had breast.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. But because they never showed it, obviously. But it was just like, and this probably sounds so crazy if you didn't watch this. You're like,
this does sound so crazy.
What is going on? So yeah, it got better definitely when she was like, I'm trans, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then, would you do this if you were Rita?
Yes.
I want to know how much she got paid.
I don't know.
Like for the initial go find the doctors.
I think it was a lot more than 30 million.
That's why she started crying.
I would too.
She
Are
literally
you crazy.
She literally was in the car. She was crying, and I was thinking, would I cry? I was like, I think I probably would.
I would cry.
If I have $50 million in my bank account wired to me after doing like maybe 6 months of work, like that'd be crazy.
That is crazy. And like they were like, you have all the resources available that you need. She's in first class.
Right.
But he said, do not.
He said, you think you're going to be on first class on my dime, bitch?
Literally.
And I said, oh my God.
Pussyfooting around? Absolutely not. And he had her in that bag. But I think I think I definitely would do it because I wouldn't think that would be that crazy. Like I would be
right.
Like, oh,
it wasn't that much of an ask.
But then what if I couldn't and I'm dead? And I'm going, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. And then I'm there is no tomorrow.
There is no tomorrow for you, mama.
And that'd be scary.
What was I gonna say? I don't know why I wrote that down. Sorry, I was reading something.
Then after that, I'm sorry, but I thought Amelia was eating.
Me too. Okay. At this point, I had known she was problematic again. But the first time we see actually the girl on screen, I was like, she kind of ate this. Like she had a little bit of a. She had the Ring the Alarm Beyonce music video hair. And it was a little like on the top and had a little thing. And I said, she kind of chewed a little bit.
She did too. And I hate to admit it, but I was going like, she's actually kind of eating. And she was sitting at that table.
She was. And she had a smug.
Yeah, she did. She had a smug and she was literally eating. I'm so sorry. But that is really funny. And then actually when she like first got out of the thing, I don't know if you noticed it, she was putting on her bra and she said, Amelia.
Yeah, she was doing that. She said, and I said, "Oh, well, yes."
Sorry. That is really funny, actually.
That's the only thing we can give her.
Yeah, that's the only thing we can give her.
She chewed just
a tiny little bit. She ate that one little thing.
And then I have in all caps. This is my next line. Who funded this? Like seriously, I was watching, going, whose money? Because, like, you have to think, like, movies have to have, like, a, it's hard. Okay, like, let's say we wrote this, like, me and you wrote this. We have to envision it, and then we have to get everybody else to understand our vision.
Yeah.
Who had the purse and was like, I love this vision. I'm going to give you the money to make it.
Listen, take that thought, hold on to it, because this has something that I need to talk about.
Okay, later. Okay. And then then after that I was like, okay, after we saw Amelia, I think she did something that made me be like, okay, she's crazy. I don't know what it was. I just wrote down, I said, okay, so this girl's crazy. I don't know what she did. She did something. Maybe she like
when she was kissing on them when they came back was a little much.
Yes, that made me uncomfortable too. Because I was like, they don't know like
at all
that. And then Selena said, okay. She said, okay, give me my kids. She said, thank you.
She said, okay.
So thanks. Yeah. Oh, and then okay, so interesting. After that, I wrote down, I don't think I can watch this. So there was a period of time after that I was like, I can't.
Okay. Interesting.
Okay, what did you have anything else to say? I know this is all out of the place, out of order, everybody. But.
No, I'm waiting.
So then I also said, this is, oh yeah, I guess you didn't have as much things. Let me just go through what I said. I said, this is really sad. Like the concept of like being a trans woman and then like telling your family you're dead or whatever, and they don't know you're trans. And then now you have to like confront that family again as a different person. And you're seeing like how they've grown, your kids have grown, your wife has moved on, like all those things.
It's been 4 years, by the way.
Yeah, it had been 4 years that they were in Switzerland, but that would have been sad, you know. I said Selena has pretty good Spanish because in the beginning I thought it was horrible. I thought it was okay after that. I don't know why I didn't write more than this. I said, I know the trans woman is problematic, but she kind of chewed a little bit. I wrote that down.
She kind of chewed just a little tiny bit.
I thought she was a good actress too. Like she did her role well, I think. I said I love the weirdness. Is kind of like Euphoria, a little bit with the music and things like that. And you can like, so for example, when they were at the not the gala, but when Rita first finds out that Amelia is a Manitas or whatever at that table, it's almost like they do a camera trick where all the lights shut off and it's just them two on a background of black, a background of black, and I was like, oh, they kind of ate that. And then but not be able to tell them that she was there. Yeah, it would probably be really hard for her to do that, to talk to the kids and stuff like that, and not tell them that she was the father. Yeah, I think that's really it, except for towards the I'm at the end now. So do you have anything else to say?
No.
Okay. I was gonna say she's doing a lot. Basically, Amelia was doing a lot. I think that she was prying too much, asking too many questions.
She was definitely doing a lot.
Jesse, like, being
how are you gonna go and live your whole life, transition,
right,
fake your death, and she can't have a boo?
Literally a little tiny boo. But then I think also like the cheating thing might have been a lot. Like I was on Selena's side at first,
but she was also hiding secrets and lying
about being trans.
Yes.
Well, yeah, but I think that's different than cheating.
Yes, but do you not think that the distance probably came from that? Is what I was alluding.
Oh, like
after they had kids, as I feel like is when she was really like, oh my god,
that's what she said.
This life is a lie, a farce. And then Selena was like, he became so distant, and so I feel like she probably caused that distance during their. Well, Manitas probably caused that distance during their marriage.
Right.
Probably allowed
her to do that.
Cheat, yeah, but not saying that distance makes you cheat, but
that makes sense. So the next time I was shocked. So first of all, obviously, Amelia gets Gustavo beat up. Gustavo
did a lot.
She did a lot with that, actually.
She did a lot.
And they only gave him a measly $100,000. They could have given him more than that.
Nothing.
But anyway, so they gave him a measly $100,000. They said, we don't ever want to see your face again. Gustavo spit that blood out. He said, oh my god, that's so embarrassing.
That is really embarrassing. And the next day, Rita said hello, and they said, she's gone, mama, and she was getting fingers sent to her. Amelia's fingers.
Okay, so then right before the phone call, when she was, I thought that part 8 too, where she was talking to both Amelia and to
that
Jesse.
part did eat. She said,
and it was like a three-way thing.
I like that too.
That part 8, but I was like, oh my god, I forgot the concept that Amelia's money is Jesse's money, Selena's money. Like that she doesn't have a life. She doesn't have a job. She doesn't have anything. Her money was tied to, and she doesn't know anything about Manita still being alive at all. Yeah. She thinks that she's dead or he's dead. And so I was like, oh my gosh, it's a lot. And I would be pissed if all of a sudden I'm realizing that my stuff is frozen. Like my accounts
and my husband's account is frozen by this long lost cousin
that I've never met until literally just now.
It's like, who do you think you are? After you just strangled me, talking about my kids.
And then the voice got real deep. It did get real deep. I said, damn.
Really, he said, you're gonna go off with some pimp.
She said, you're gonna take my kids. And I said, I said, oh my.
Dead ass what happened though. I swear to God.
It was the lowest register her voice ever got the whole movie. And I said, oh my gosh.
And that scared me.
Me too. I was like, oh my god, that's really scary actually. And then I said, her fucking dados. Bitch, her fingers in the
Oh my god, that's really scary.
In the package. Who was that boy that they sent to go put that down?
I don't know, but she kind of ate peeping that, because I would have said, "Oh, whose food is this?"
Right. I would have thought so too. But how did she know? Was it like wrapped in a newspaper or something? I don't know.
Yeah.
So I said the next thing. I only have two more things, or one more thing actually. I said Gustavo was not playing. And I said apparently Jessie wasn't either. She wasn't playing either. Like I didn't know she could get
He
down like
wasn't.
that. She was
Me
like,
either.
me and Gustavo. It was Bonnie and Clyde. She was like, you're about to come with me. I really don't care. She had Amelia. Oh yeah, we already talked about how they ended up kidnapping Amelia. But Amelia literally has her hands tied behind her back, or at least like cuffed. And I just can't believe like her fingers were just.
And Amelia said,
off.
"So what are you gonna do to me?" And Selena said, "You're nothing to us, Mama." She said, "She really gonna kill me?"
She said,
"Duh."
Yeah, I really don't care.
Like I really don't give.
She played very good, like almost like Mob Wife, like that Steph her. And I kind of like the blonde Bob. It was cute.
I did like the blonde.
And I thought it was cute when she had a little young like the fling with Gustavo, and she was walking backwards and she opened up her.
No, I think she ate that too. And that whatever song was playing on in the background was even doing that. I think.
That's really funny. But yeah, so that was my last thing. I was definitely very shocked when the car blew up and they were gone with the wind.
Yeah, that was a lot.
I feel so bad for them kids. They've gone through a traumatic experience. Their dad is in the cartel, first of all. Then their dad dies. Then they find out they have this aunt or whatever, and then literally they never find out that the aunt is actually their dad, so their dad is actually still alive.
Yeah.
And then both mom and dad get blown up in a car. And then now they're 8 years old and they've had 3 different caregivers.
Literally.
And now Rita's their parent. I would be so pissed.
Me too. That is a lot. And they actually didn't interact with Rita the whole movie up until
at all.
She was in their care. And that's literally
taking
crazy.
care of you.
And that's so much. At least I guess the only person who kind of won was Rita.
Yeah, and I'd be like, at that point, if I was the kids, I'd say, "Give me the dollar." Give me the dollar. I'm
going to take care of these kids.
I don't know.
This had nothing to do with me. But so what I was gonna say back with the funding. So this movie actually in actual Mexico, they hate it. Okay, they hate the movie.
But why?
I don't know. I don't know. I've been trying to kind of figure out, but there is a reason why. But I think it's because they're saying, now listen, I was full on board. So do you remember, did I tell you I saw like the movie Queer, and the movie Queer is set in Mexico, but I was so confused why there were so many white people.
Yeah, you told me that.
You
said so many white people?
Yes. There was like more white people in Mexico than there were Mexicans in Mexico. And they weren't like white Mexicans, they were white.
They weren't even white Mexicans. Okay, I thought you said
they didn't. They were white and they were speaking English. And that's what I was saying too. And I was so confused. So I just come off of that where I was like, okay, this is crazy. So I was just like, yeah, I agree. I'm tired of all this, because the person who made this movie is a French man. Okay. French man. So I was like, you know what? Yeah, get them all out. I'm tired of this. But I hadn't seen the movie. And so and another thing, so they have a cinema, like think of like Marcus Cinemas. They have a chain of cinemas in Mexico that like have like very prestigious movies. They'll have a sticker that's like, this movie's going to be so good, it's going to knock your socks off. If it doesn't, we'll give you your money back. So they put that on Amelia Perez, and it caused they had to change their policy. They had never experienced that before, because obviously Amelia Perez has been winning so many awards and all those things, but then everybody was seeing it and they were going, what was that? I want my money back.
So did they know? Did they see I mean, I guess you don't know, but I didn't know if they had seen a trailer. Did they go in there like blind? Like,
no, I think they maybe. Are you saying the people who watched the movie?
Yeah. The people who watched it, they know.
I don't know. Well,
I mean,
it has the sticker of guarantee, so you're trusting it.
Right. And they probably had seen a movie before that was like that, and they liked it. So I definitely couldn't understand like watching it and being like, "What is this?" Especially for the first half hour, I'd be like, "What is going on?"
Yeah, but see, I don't know if I would say I want my money back.
Right,
and this is where I'm coming through, where I was like, okay, so I need to figure out. So then they were also saying that that the guy. Oh, sorry, that scared me. The French guy had said that Spanish language is a language of poor people. So then I was like, okay, let me figure this out. But he didn't say that. He said, like, his full quote was like, because Spanish encompasses so many things. It encompasses like this, it encompasses that, it encompasses the rich, the poor, the this, but they only were taking the Spanish as a poor language thing, which was kind of crazy.
That
And
is
then
very
I was like,
crazy.
okay, so that's not real. But I still don't know because I was trying to get an interview with Lau before we did this to see what's went on because she does not fuck with the movie.
She doesn't?
No, she doesn't. She very strongly
Interesting.
doesn't, but she also hasn't seen it. And see, I was thinking the same thing, and I was going, well, now I think differently because I think after seeing it, I think that I was like, okay, here's the thing. So I tried to do my research, but I also don't know. And they were also saying like that they don't think it accurately portrays Mexico. But my thing also was like, I don't think it was a movie that was trying to like say
so
this
either.
is Mexican culture.
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is this, this is that.
It's really
And I don't
mostly
know.
just focusing on Amelia.
Exactly. Like it was almost like how um like I think Twilight is set in like Oregon or Washington, but the movie's not about Oregon or
Right.
Washington. It's about the vampires.
Right.
It was just there. Like, and that's what I was thinking. But then they were also like, I don't know. So I was trying to get all this information from Greta because I was getting secondhand things.
Right.
So I don't know if anybody knows more. I would love to hear it. And maybe it would change my mind. But
So-
then, yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say also I didn't know if it was because the Amelia's trans. Because I also
Well, see, this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that it is now.
Okay, why?
Because I'm going, none of these things are really making sense anymore. Because they're saying this isn't about. They were saying that the guy said it was a poor language, but he didn't say that. They were saying that like,
Right, they're trying to find something else to cling on to.
yeah. And now I'm thinking in my head that it's almost like because it's about trans people. I don't know.
Yeah, but there, and so the reason why I lean towards that is because Will talks to me a lot about Mexico, and we have a lot of conversations about like the United States and how people's minds are and like things like that. And then also we correlate that to maybe how some people think in Mexico. And obviously he tells me a lot of good things about Mexico, but we also have discussions about like the deep-rooted colorism in Mexico, or the there was this, I don't know if you remember this, like maybe a year ago at this point now, there was a non-binary somebody in Mexico, and they were like in politics, and they actually got unalived by somebody, and there was this huge thing where like half of the people were like supporting the non-binary person, and the other half was like, no, like we don't really care, and it was this whole big thing. So now that led me to believe that there was similar, like it would be like the movie probably would have been received in the United States.
Yeah.
There's probably people who enjoyed the movie, liked it, and there's probably other people who are like, I don't like it because this person is trans, and I'm sure there's people in Mexico who are like, I don't like it because this is like a trans movie, and we really don't care about that. Like I think that's probably some people's motive of not liking it.
Then I also heard that like, and then girls also trying to tell me that they were saying that when she transitioned, she changed races, and I said that's not real. And I don't
Amelia, like in real life, the girl.
No, like in the movie, like it went from a man who's a different race to and then a girl who's different. And I said that's not real. So I don't know, but Greta couldn't tell me everything that like she was hearing in Mexico. And that's why I wanted to talk to Lau and see what was going on. But I think she also said something like, I'm trying to think. I think it was also something about like how they were saying like it didn't accurately represent Mexico, and then something about, oh my god, it's on the tip of my tongue. I think they also said they didn't hire like Mexican like makeup artists and production people. But then I found out that this wasn't shot in Mexico. It was shot on like the Avengers, like in a
set.
Yeah, like in a set.
I think I could kind of tell that. I don't know about France, but I think I could kind of tell like when the scene where Rita's like talking about being in London, and Amelia's like, you should stay in Mexico. That scene looked really weird. It looked like it was like a fake like market or something. But yeah, I guess I don't know. It's just a movie, but
yeah, I don't know. So I don't know. I need to know. I feel like there might be more controversy on it. I'm not sure. Or they were saying that there wasn't a lot of very native Spanish speakers. Maybe in the movie or something like that. I don't know. I need to hear more, but I don't think even then, I don't know. But what I'm trying to say is the reason why I'm now not defending it, but more now can maybe play a devil's advocate because I started to think, and I was like, the thing is, so then I went and researched, and I was like, okay, Spanish movies, Spanish films with trans like main characters, and there was one very prominent one that was called, I think, like Todo sobre Tu Mi Madre. It might have been that, something like that, and that was before we were born. And the person wasn't really trans. And I couldn't find any like very big movies that were like prominent films. And then I was thinking in my head, like, this, like, I would rather have a white man make and like consult and hire a whole bunch of black actors and create a black gay film instead of making a white gay film.
Right.
And I would rather him platform a new black gay face to the world on Netflix in all these things, and use his privilege.
Oscar nominated too.
Exactly, and use his privilege in that way. Now, obviously, it didn't really work out because the girl is crazy.
Right.
Can you imagine the iconography of? Because I've never heard of her before.
Me either.
You imagine the fact that an actual trans woman, an actual trans Hispanic woman, was able to now be platformed across basically the world.
Right.
And that's amazing. And he was able to use his privilege like in a way where he can do that.
Right.
So that's why I'm not, and I don't think
it's like you have to take it with a grain of salt. Like, of course, it'd been great if he would have done all the things in addition to what they're talking about, like shooting it in Mexico and stuff. And I'm not saying that they can't have that, mindset that he should have done that, but also we got all these pluses from it, like having a new, having a trans woman, like you said, be somebody who's like Spanish speaking being trans and being plastered to the whole world, and having actual Hispanic people in the film too, and things like that.
And it wasn't like queer. I didn't see a white man other than the surgeon.
Right.
And like it was like, and I just think that the fact of like, I don't know. I just think I was thinking of it in that aspect where I was like, you know what? And this wasn't really that crazy of a movie. Like we both ended up enjoying it.
Right.
And now that was making me lead to believe that I was like, oh, wait, what was it? I was just about to say something else. It was platforming.
You were saying that he was using his his privilege to be able to make the movie.
Yeah, and I was saying, if I tried to make a movie like that, or a movie like that in about the black experience, it's not going to go far. But he, like, this goes into the funding. He has more access because of the fact that he's a white man. He has more access to be able to make this movie, which is sad. I don't think that
and tell a story that's not going to be told. Right.
I don't think that should be the fact, but that's just sadly how it is. And I just think that like he could have just made a movie about a white trans woman, and that still would have been something great.
Good for trans people, but still, yeah, I understand.
Yeah, but I just think that like I was just like, you know what, this is very interesting, and like I don't know. So unless there's something I'm really missing about the controversies, then I don't think that it was necessarily bad that he made it. But like I said, I might be missing information, so I'm not sure. But yeah, and then I think that's it.
At the end of the day, I think I liked it. I think it's a hard sell, even though we liked it. It's a hard sell to like get somebody to watch, because I think you really have to push through that first like 20 minutes or so, and we really have to look over the fact that it's a musical. But then I think other than that, it's pretty good. I think it's very like I said, if they cut out the musical part, I think that this is a movie where like somebody who may be skeptical of watching a movie with a trans person in it, like this is a movie that would be a good like opener into it, because it just has it's more of a rugged storyline where it's like this is literally about like or like let's say we're talking about a straight man watching a movie with a trans woman in it. Like this is the one I want him to watch, right? In the beginning, right? Because it's like a more rugged storyline. We're talking about the cartel. We're talking about somebody who.
Also, I heard that some people are saying that they didn't like accurately portray the cartel. I'm not sure. I think I heard that too, and I don't know nothing about that. So maybe that might be true.
I don't know anything about that either. So I don't know, but either way, again, and it's also not our place to be like, this is you take it or leave it. But still, like from our standpoint,
that's why I said I'm here for an open conversation. If somebody can give me the insights,
right?
I can very easily change my mind.
Right. I think that should be the end of it. We like the video. Go and also if you, I don't know, some people do end up still liking to watch movies after they've heard the plot. I think that this is a movie you should watch. Now, if you listen, you're like, oh, I kind of want to see or check it out or whatever. I think you definitely should go check it out and watch it. Now that we told you that it's like a good movie, you just got to get through the first like 20 or so minutes, and you got to get your reading glasses on because you're gonna be reading captions.
No, we're telling you not to watch it anymore because she said those crazy things.
I forgot about that.
I'm sorry.
And now you can't support trans women. You can either support. This is really sad. I don't know what to say.
Yeah,
do what you want to do.
Yeah, do what you want to do.
She already got paid, I'm sure.
She did already. So she's already nominated for the Oscars. She said, "I'm still gonna go."
Yeah, so I don't.
They said, "So are you gonna?" She said, "Yeah." She said, "I already have my dress picked out," which is very crazy and scary. But yeah, once again, everybody, please like this video. I hope you liked the video, and if you did like the video, leave a like on the video. If you're listening, please leave a review. Rate us 5 stars. If you don't think this is a 5-star podcast, don't rate us. Don't rate us. Please keep it to yourself.
Get to the next episode.
Yeah, please. But yeah, do all that. We really appreciate it, Darius. I think it's your rec too, unless you have another.
Yes, it is my rec. It is my rec because our episode orders were weird.
Yes, I had 2 in a row.
So my rec is a song called "Elastic" by Joey Perp. I had to write it down because I don't have any Apple Music devices anymore to look at it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's called "Elastic" by Joey Perp. I think you should listen to it. I don't ever know what I should do. I don't watch a lot of media or like content, like movies or anything. So I don't really have
anything. You can do an article, a book.
I think "Elastic" is a pretty good song, and I think it's different than the last song that I recommended. And I want to. I want people to not think that I listen to the same type of music and I'm always giving an Afrobeat song or something like that, right? So yeah, that would be my rec. What'd you say?
I said another banger.
Another Afrobeat. Anyway, so yeah, so I think that I don't know if I feel like we're always missing something. Rate, like, comment, subscribe. Send us an email. Obviously, when are we doing that?
Yeah,
we actually have something planned for that.
We do have something planned. I think it'll be fun.
Why it's taking longer, but we probably have what would you say, like 10?
We have 2 emails, you guys. So send us more.
We need a lot more. We need a lot more because we have to be. The first episode, I think we're going to like dedicate it to this.
Yeah.
To that. So
and don't think that like. Don't think, oh my God, well, they're not even going to answer the emails. We're going to answer the emails.
We are. Stay with us. We're going to answer them very, very soon. We keep on telling you that.
Remember, we told you that there was going to be a podcast a year ago.
Right.
We were under a different president, a different regime. And it
regime is crazy.
We
were under a different regime. We were under a different calendar year. We were under a different mindset.
I was a different age.
We were different age. Everyone was a different age when we said it. So yeah, remember that. Literally, it's been a year, and it takes us a little while to get to it. Not saying it's going to be a year for the Did I Do a Lot, but it's coming. I promise. All right. Okay. So let's end it here so I can get this actually uploaded today in a reasonable time. We will see you guys next week, Wednesday, with another video.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
You see that?